So I can better understand what you want rather than selling what I want to sell you. We are trying to compare multiple banks, trying to understand your personal financial situation and match you with the right bank, because the one which is giving lesser rate of interest may not be the best fit.
If, let's say, I'm the first time home buyer, how should I figure out my loan and from where?
When you start with the home loan journey, the first thing you should understand is
Right now, what exactly Bank Seva Kendra is doing and how it is serving customers?
I want whatever success we took from Bank of Baroda, whatever awards we got, it had a particular journey. We have taken those points, trying to put it in a system and let the system do the same great work for all the customers.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. Today's episode is all about the first time home loan buyers. Today we have Gaurav Pancharia with us, the founder of Bank Seva Kendra, which is India's first unbiased neutral platform for home loan advice. So hi Gaurav, how are you?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Gaurav, your firm is all about the home loan advice. What do you think the hidden risks are there about buying a home loan that people often forget to take a look in the whole process?
Yeah, so applying for home loans has become very easy, and banks even understands the lesser risk in providing home loans. But if you see, now there are multiple jargons in the field, like instant loans, immediate disbursements, doorstep documentation, or your places approvals kind of things. Now we have to understand that when the customer applies for a home loan, he has been chased by the builder or the bank. So it is a pressuring kind of situation. We have to focus on few parameters as in customer. The first thing where a customer generally looks is like rate of interest. Rate of interest is one of the factor, but it's fluctuating, so you cannot control it. But the second factor where we generally suggest the customer is about CIBIL score.
Yes.
Before you apply the loan or before you go directly to the bank, check your CIBIL score yourself so that if there is any discrepancy, you can get it improved before 30 days. So there is a timeline to this. Other hidden factors are like prepayment clauses in the home loan, then the kind of funding you are receiving, the products that are available in the markets. There are multiple products in the home loan markets, and I guess the customers are not aware about it. So simply approach the bank and get influenced by the sales pages. These are the things I think customer generally forgets before applying for a loan.
So Gaurav, nowadays getting home loan is so easy. Everyone says it. See, apps, agents, you talk to anyone, they say that they will get your home loan in few days or just some of the documentations. So the process is very fast. What do you think that customers generally overlook? What they have to look in between this process, how it should go, the right way, how customer should find its way?
So that's true. Getting home loan has become very easy. So everybody is focusing on the time, the speed, but the parameter which is lost is suitability, where we are trying to focus. Every bank have their own products in the market. If you talk to a banker, product is getting pushed to you.
True.
You got agents, verified agents. They have something to sell.
True.
Nobody is talking about the customers. Processing fees,
True.
what you pay. That is CIBIL score. You have to understand, take ownership of your own process to understand what is your CIBIL score. And this is nothing new. You got multiple sources of information. The thing what is missing is taking ownership. You take the ownership of the process. Don't rely on the banker or the verified agents. How you take the ownership? Check your CIBIL. When you book the property and you take the loan, there is a gap of around 1 month, 20 days, 30 days. You miss on to that time.
True.
Look into your financial documents. Check whether it is in line. That's going to take another good set of time if you don't do it right away. Check your CIBIL score. Is there any discrepancy in the CIBIL? If is there, you can right away note to CIBIL. They take 30 days to bring back the right data. Because this is where actually customer will lose. All banks are focusing on the CIBIL score.
Right.
Yes. Other thing is the legality of the property, what you're buying. Okay. You rely on the banks, mentioning that bank have cleared the legal, all things look good. But have you gathered the title documents in case tomorrow there's some issues? You have to look on the legality. The valuation is the another thing. What is the value you are buying at? What was the last transaction done at? Are you buying at a very high price? Where do you get all this kind of information? That is a self-study you have to bring in. And everything is available on Google if you ask the right things. So this is where the customer is missing. Focus on speed, but the speed comes at the last.
True.
First is your own research on multiple products, understanding your financials, and then matching it out. And that is what we are trying to create actually at Bank of Seva Kendra. We are trying to compare multiple banks, trying to understand your personal financial situation and match you with the right bank. Because the one which is giving lesser rate of interest may not be the best fit.
True.
If there are products which can save you interest, which can give you more flexibility of the payment, that can be the right bank for you.
So basically, we can say that your platform is much more customer oriented. It curates according to the customer needs.
Yes. So we are trying to innovate on multiple parameters like the personal information. So handling personal data is a big task. What we try to do is deliver you first and then take the next steps. And this is going to create quite a different path altogether in the home loan market.
So you went to London School of Economics to pursue your higher studies, and then you came to IIM Bangalore. You were never a finance guy, like in your initial years, we can say that. How come you exactly developed your interest towards finance? You wanted to work towards finance because you told that you are a marketing and sales person. How come your interest went from marketing and sales to finance, and then you merged both the fields? So please.
I completed my engineering and I have studied computer science. So the only thing that I take off from the course is the algorithms part. I like to solve algorithms. And I was placed in Bank of New York Mellon and my campus placement.
Right.
So I quit. I started with my startup and failed multiple times delivering the things which I was not well equipped with. I moved to Bangalore and started with my own startup again in 2019, where I tied up with Bank of Baroda for sourcing. Now, last 7 years, we have been doing great with Bank of Baroda. We again have multiple accolades, multiple awards. We are the top sourcing partner for Bank of Baroda, been in Bangalore, Pan-India on our categories.
Right.
And now, next step, we are moving out by taking the success what we did and how we did with Bank of Baroda. Now we are moving the same set of things with other banks. So that is the reason we brought in Bank Seva Kendra, where we are tying up with nationalized banks to provide the same quality service and a clean, ethical business sourcing for the banks as well as for the customers.
Being a finance student also, I wanted to know this. And you right now mentioned something about hidden charges. When I see this advertisement on television, do you think finance is a field where you cannot move forward if you don't disclose the numerical figures? Or this can be done in some easy language that you were saying that Bank Seva Kendra is doing it?
Generally, banks charges for something that you utilize.
Right.
And over the journey, there are multiple services generally you utilize and you are charged on that. So it is difficult for the banks to disclose everything at one shot.
True.
And it's a complex field. Market is volatile. The charges that comes into the picture are very common charges, like debit card usage.
Right.
You use the debit card, you pay the fees.
Correct.
Net banking charges, you use the service, you pay the fees.
Correct.
Take SMS charges, you want to be notified one day before you pay the EMI so that you don't miss the EMI. They charge you for SMS.
True.
So we have to understand that we are being charged for the services which has been utilized to make the flow of information streamlined. And let us agree that nothing is hidden here. Everything is being charged as per the policies which is defined.
Correct.
And it will improve time by time, but you have to get into the system. Like if you get into SIP, mutual funds and all, I'm not the right person actually to guide on that. I'm not the registered to speak on insurance. But if you slowly get into the things, you will understand the costing behind it. For home loans, which we are doing right now, it's easy to understand, one-time discussions. As I told, the debit card fees and all these fees are applicable on the home loans. Once discussed, you are aware. So in home loan industry, it's quite easy to understand those stuff.
So basically, we can say that a whole room for improvement is still
Yes,
there.
yes. There are a lot of improvements are going to come as the AI is approaching. I think so in financial domain, it's going to bring a lot of changes. But the thing is like who leads the way, because innovation in financial industry is not that easy. There are regulations we have to follow, and I think it's the duty of startups to bring in the small innovations and go ahead, because for bigger organization taking that kind of risk is little bit difficult. So that is where we have to lead the way and do small innovations and keeping the regulations in mind. And once it's successful, it can be reached out to the mass public as well as the bigger partner banks.
So startups have to take a lead in this.
Yes,
That's what
yes,
you're
yes,
saying.
yes. And it's not like the other fields. I mean, it's a regulated stuff, and you have to go really slow in financial innovations. And when it comes to us, we have to experiment out everything and then make sure that it is happening around.
Earlier, as you said, that you used to be a computer engineer, and then you moved towards the finance field because it was some way much more enchanting, much more enhancing for you. You saw something there. And you also talked about that you also were awarded by Bank of Baroda. How was the journey?
So yes, being computer science, I didn't enjoy much because I think I found my strong points that I'm good at sales, and by luck I got into the finance terminology. Coming from a Marwadi background, I think so I enjoy understanding maths. And the other factors that I see in this is I can understand things from the customer point of view. My strong points are on the customer side. So I can better understand what you want rather than selling what I want to sell you. And this is the strong point of the complete journey, that trying to understand the customers in a better way and then trying to pitch them the product which best suit them. Now we're trying to put this understanding into a system. I want whatever success we took from Bank of Baroda, whatever awards we got, it had a particular journey. We have taken those points, trying to put it into a system and let the system do the same great work for all the customers. And that is all how the flow is running around right now. And it's a tough job for us because there are points which the systems may take, may not take, since it's a part of consumer behavior and behavioral economics. How do you choose a home loan? Where are the pinpoints where you lose your coolness and take a wrong decision? This all happens when you go through a home loan journey.
Yes, exactly.
So putting all these points in a system is not an easy job, and that is what we are targeting right now, to make a system which understands the customer.
So Gaurav, say if I'm the first time home buyer, how should I figure out my loan and what should I look for?
So when you're going for a home loan journey, the first thing what you do is go on internet and search for the rates, and you will find few banks which gives you multiple rates, and you approach the bank manager, and that's where the journey starts, and you end up taking a loan from some bank. Now what we suggest as a specialist in home loans is, first you have to do a research comparing multiple banks and their portfolios,
Right.
understanding the processes, owning the process rather than being dependent on the banks, checking your income documents, your property documents, your CIBIL score, and then finalizing the bank based on your personal finances, and then approaching the bank which may be right for you. And if this process is followed, I guess you will be ending up with the right bank, with the right tenure of the loan, with the right rate of interest.
So we can say that Bank Seva Kendra actually helps a customer to remove all the unnecessary stuff from
Yes.
the whole process and makes it much more easy and visible for the customer to see through it.
Yes. So the agenda behind Bank Seva Kendra is the same thing. You don't have a platform today where you can go and compare. You don't have a platform which gives you the right detail, the verified details. whatever you find in the market is trying to push you to some or the other bank. So that neutral, that unbiased solution, that's where we are focusing on.
If, let's say, I'm the first time home buyer, how should I figure out my loan, and from where to should I start my journey? And how should I know that I'm going on the right path?
When you start with the home loan journey, the first thing you should understand is to ask questions. So asking questions is a healthy form of communication. So whether you're dealing with a banker or your trusted agents, ask questions to them. Now, what questions to ask? So understand the systemic process of the home loan.
Right.
There are two things: the property related stuff and the income related stuff. Property, the legal should be cleared and the value you are paying for the property should be verified. On income side, you have your income documents which need to be scrutinized well, made to managed well.
Right.
And in between these two, there is CIBIL, which is the most deciding factor nowadays. So you have to check your CIBIL before a banker checks. How you do that? Go to the CIBIL portal, download your report and check whether the details are verified. If not, you get some time to verify the details. It would take a couple of months maybe to rectify those details. So you have to take the ownership at the initial, check all these things. If you need any help, you can log into Bank Seva Kendra, compare multiple banks. There are verified agents who will help you to give you an idea on the valuation of the property, on the legality of the property, verifying the title documents for the property. There are services which will help you to check your current eligibility, the deviations generally the bank takes to give you higher rate of give you higher eligibility, or to reduce the rate of interest, to negotiate. And at the last, but the first in the journey, when you start, you have to decide who is the better option, whether the banker is the better option or whether the trusted agent is a better option. Both have its pros and cons. A banker will not overpromise, but will stick to his policies. A verified agents, they may bring down the costing, give you a very good service, and can negotiate on behalf of you for the rates with the bank. So this is the balancing act you have to do between this. And why, when we say verified agents, we mean that the communication should happen on the official channels.
So Gaurav, right now you just mentioned that one home loan buyer needs verified agents. What do you exactly mean by verified agents?
So a home loan journey, if you'll see globally also, it is a fragmented journey. What I mean by fragmented journey is there is a legal purview which a third party lawyer does. There is a valuation which a third party valuer does. Bank does the processing of the loan. CIBIL checks again is a third party. There are multiple stakeholders coming together. It doesn't really happen at one sales center. So you need one person who can run around the things and bring you the outcome. I'll give you an example of Bangalore market.
Right.
Once you take the loan, you have to go to sub-register office to register a document. It's not in a bank purview. You directly go onto the sub-register office, it's a new ecosystem, you don't cope up with it. If you have a verified person, you may not be charged on a surprise mode, but you will have a streamline move on to the things. And these things are not discussed at the initial stage. This comes at the later stage. And this is why you need some person who can take you from the first to the last. And the better part of the ecosystem is the agents don't charge you. They're compensated by the bank. So when it is not costing you and it is helping you to save some charges, I think so you can look for verified agents.
Okay. So verified agents, we can say those agents which are verified and licensed by the banks.
Exactly.
Right.
So there are multiple agents in the market. I would suggest you to go with the one which can be traced.
Right.
Where, for example, in Bank Seva Kendra, we generally communicate only through our official channels. Yes. Customers do move to send documents after the trust over WhatsApp or some other channels. We generally restrict them to send it only through official channels. So this is how it is going in the right direction for us.
So we can say that Bank Seva Kendra is actually bringing so many parties at one portal and helping the customer. Different stakeholders who are related to home loan are
Yes.
coming at one portal, which are licensed, and you can believe and trust on them.
Exactly.
So customer is being helped by the.
Yes. This is the whole purpose of the portal, and the initial part is comparison. After you compare, there is a big journey behind it. So we assign our relationship managers to get the complete service done, provide your doorstep documentation, understand the terms before you sign, and mention the fees if applicable from the bank side, which doesn't remain hidden from you.
Right now, what exactly Bank Seva Kendra is doing and how it is serving customers. And please also let us know that what are your future plans? How are you planning to expand Bank Seva Kendra?
Okay, so right now we are on home loan advisory platform, and it's a neutral platform which generally is not available across India. So what we mean by being neutral is we are licensed with multiple banks, but we don't push you the products of the banks. We want you to take up your journey, enter the details which are not personal details. It's very rough details. Understand the outcome of our algorithm, which we have designed particularly, and select a bank. If you want directly to outreach the bank after the search, you can do that. If you want we to help you, we are always there for you. This is what we are doing right now. For future, we are trying to democratize all the banking products. It will lead to a financial inclusion by bringing the new people, the students into the financial system, by creating the new products line like personal loan, business loans, MSME loans. And I think so it's going to be very easy to use the streamlined product.
Gaurav, what are your final views on this conversation?
Yeah, so the main thing what I understand is no bank is best fit for you. Every person have a very different financial parameters. So visit Bank Seva Kendra, compare the banks, understand the things which are not discussed on usual talks, and then select a particular bank.
So, thank you, Gaurav, for joining us for this conversation and giving us so much insights regarding Bank Seva Kendra. And guys, thank you for joining us in this conversation. And I recommend you to please visit in Bank Seva Kendra because this platform will help you in simplifying your home loan journey in much more simplified terms.